So, we are near Christmas, and it's only fitting that for this week, we are doing the top 5 Christmas movie highlights. And if you want more, that'll be on twitch.tv/RangerSwamp. Link in description below. Enjoy the video.
My honorable mention is Scrooged with Bill Murray. Okay. Now, what's yours?
My honorable mention, despite the controversial reactions, is Die Hard.
My number 5 is called This Christmas. It has a solid cast. Loretta Devine. I think Idris Elba. Yeah, Delroy Lindo, Loretta Devine, Idris Elba, Regina King.
All right. In that case, I'm going to move on to my number 5. My number 5 is going to be Arthur Christmas.
Okay.
And I chose this as my number 5. This was a really nice, like, modern take on Santa. They kind of explain, like, the history. Like, there's different Santa Clauses. It goes down a generation between this family.
My number 4 is The Night Before. This is a more recent Christmas movie. It's about 3 best friends who party on Christmas Eve, and it all has to do with one of the friends' parents dying near or around Christmas. And then, what's your number 4, Ranger Swamp?
My number 4 is going to be Fred Claus.
Yeah.
And this movie is basically about... I'm trying to remember how it went exactly. I know it was 2 brothers. The older one is Fred. His younger one, his name is Nick. Well, you know, we all know he ends up becoming a saint. They were born in, like, older times.
I'll go with my number 3.
All right.
My number 3 is Home Alone.
Woo!
Bellatrix, almost twins. I think it's better than the second one. I think the second one is a solid pick, but I prefer Home Alone 1 just because it was original. It was a different story than we were used to. And then also because it had Joe Pesci.
For my number 3, it's going to be Gremlins.
Okay.
And let's be honest. I just want to point out real quick, while this movie is funny with some mild horror to it, this was going to be a completely horrific movie originally. They were going to go like full murder spree, like the Gremlins are going to be complete monsters.
Yeah.
And so instead, they decided to tone it down, make it more funny, have a gremlin that, or a mogwai that's actually good in the form of Gizmo.
All right. My number 2 pick. I'm gonna do a very serious voice here. My number 2 pick is The Snowman. Now this is a short film. I do recommend that you watch it, but because it has been out forever, or at least 10 years of your guys' lives, I don't care about spoiler alerts. But if you don't want spoiler alerts, earmuffs, everyone. Go ahead, Ranger Swamp. What's your number 2?
My number 2. You know what? I think I'm a little surprised that no one said it before. Elf.
Elf. Yep.
Elf.
Yeah, I'm also surprised. I agree with you. I'm also surprised.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like I thought, like just a little bit more, but maybe some people were saving for number 1s. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Elf is a movie about where Will Ferrell, great comedian by the way, plays a guy named Buddy. Buddy, when he was a baby, snuck into Santa's sack. He was taken to the North Pole.
Yep.
And basically, the elves there raised him. Well, because Buddy wasn't an elf, he grew to be much taller than the rest of the elves. So, you know, it kind of hindered his work a bit. And because of that, you know, all the other elves kind of made fun of him a bit just because he didn't really fit in. All right, so for my number one, it's going to be Rise of the Guardians. And I'm being honest, despite the fact that, you got the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny in this movie, let's be honest, the whole theme of this movie was really centered around the more winter, Christmas-esque things, especially with Jack Frost being the main protagonist of the movie. Which, by the way, was a really well-done thing about the movie. The movie does not display who the main character is. You just see Santa, Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, the Sandman. All these characters just kind of like gathered together. And then when you actually watch the movie, you kind of get a glimpse of what it's supposed to be about. And I thought this is just a really charming movie. Very unlike a lot of, the mythological fantasy stuff you usually see. So it was just a really good take on those, where they're sort of like guardians of individual parts of your childhood.
My number one is It's a Wonderful Life with James Stewart. He plays George Bailey, and this motherfucker still regrets his life.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, he hates his life.
And with that, the list of Christmas movies is complete. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you watch one of these movies for the time for the holidays. And as always, happy holidays, and thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next video.